What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And the word for the day, boys and girls, is hypocrite. Can you spell hypocrite? It's spelled N-A-N-C-Y. Pelosi. Nasty Nancy Pelosi. Apparently, Nancy decided to address the whole accusations against creepy, sleepy, sloppy, slimy Joe. And it almost sounded like she was offended that someone would even ask her that question. You know what I mean? I mean, she had a quick wit, her tone, her attitude, everything. Just, it reeked of disgust, impatience, and annoyance. Unlike she was when they had to deal with the whole Blase Ford situation. Maybe Nasty has forgotten that there are archives all over the place concerning how the Democrats handled things in the past. So I figure I'd take her back down memory lane. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and go back in time. This is right before the Brett Kavanaugh hearings. Now I'm looking at this and I see Nasty up front, and behind Nasty Nancy is about 30 women and some guy, and Nasty Nancy is upset. Now understand, without any evidence, nothing. They got all the way to a hearing, a trial, pretty much in the eye of the public, I guess. But a trial in Congress, you know, kind of like a question and answer with Blase Ford and Brett Kavanaugh. They demanded these things too. It wasn't one of those, well, you know, I mean, if you guys get around to it, it was like, we want this and we want it now. So, of course, the Republicans, being the weak squad that they are, always allow the pressure from the media and the Democrats to drive them to accommodate them. So we went through this whole dancing pony act to, you know, appease the Democrats and the liberal media, which there isn't enough blood to fill their thirst. I mean, they got a bloodthirst. It's like, you know what? You can give us everything we want, and we want some more. You gave me all your blood. Can you squeeze out just a little more? Just another drop or two? So we went through all of that. And here is Nancy and her crew right before the hearings.
We're here to stand in support of Dr. Christine Blasey Ford and to applaud her courage as she prepares to tell her story.
Okay.
Again, we're joined by distinguished members of Congress whom I have acknowledged in the interest of time. You know how great they are. They will make their remarks. But what's happening here has lifetime impacts. The crimes themselves, the allegations that have been made are about offenses that have a lifetime impact, and a person whose name is putting forth for a lifetime service on the Supreme Court. Okay. It's just not right. So there are two equities to be weighed.
So now wait a minute. So they're here to support the woman, and this right here has a lifetime impact, you know, because of this guy being on the Supreme Court, and these accusations. You know, now I guess that doesn't mean that becoming the president of the United States with accusations that are far more damning than the ones that were thrown out against Brett Kavanaugh doesn't have a lifetime impact. But let's continue.
One equity is the integrity of the Supreme Court.
Monkeypox.
The other equity to be weighed is the respect that we have for women when they come forward.
So wait a minute. The integrity of the Supreme Court, respect that we have for women when they come forward. The integrity of the presidency and the respect of the women when they come forward. Is that still the same to this day? I mean, almost it sounds a little more, you know, potent when you talk about this, the president now, you know, the integrity of presidency. And I'm sure she don't want to get into all the semantics and the details of that. Let's continue.
Neither of those equities is well served by the process the Republican leadership in the Senate has put forth.
Okay.
It is not in the interest of seeking the truth to promote the integrity.
Now, wait a minute. See, right now she wants to seek the truth. Okay, it's not in the interest of seeking the truth and the integrity. Okay, let's continue hearing about this integrity she speak of.
or to respect the privacy, as I mentioned.
Okay.
Neither, instead of asking questions, the Republican leadership fears the truth.
Okay, y'all hear that? Instead of asking questions, the Republican leadership fears the truth. Now, does she fear the truth at this moment? Has Nancy asked any questions? Where are all these women at the podium standing behind Nancy? Because this morning when she came out to do a little press briefing, nobody was there but her and some other guy. And when she was asked about the question, I'm going to let you hear it in a minute. She's a little upset about it, almost, a little attitude. And she didn't even ask any further questions. She didn't demand a hearing. Nothing. Let's continue.
Instead of coming, when they're having a hearing, instead of asking an act of cowardice.
An act of cowardice.
An act of cowardice.
You hear that? That little monkey paw is moving all around, too. An act of cowardice. Cowardice. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so let's continue.
No offense, all male.
Okay.
Committee has decided
no offense, all male committee. Now wait a minute. So because it was an all male committee, obviously they were all in on this sexism. They were winking at it, making an excuse like, hey man, boys will be boys, and when we get this chick on the stand, we're gonna light her up because she needs to keep her mouth shut when it comes down to us guys doing whatever we want. That's what it comes down to, I guess, based on a no offense, all male committee. But look, the Democrats are the most diverse party. They reflect all of society. They got all these women. They had the biggest class of congresswomen coming in ever, I believe. And none of them are posseing up for these new allegations. Nobody's saying, let's get this woman in here and let's talk to her. Nobody. Okay. Okay. It's different now because, see, it's Joe. But let's hear some more.
That they would have what they called a hired woman. Is that the expression they use? A hired woman to ask the question.
Now that's farther than we're getting with this whole Joe Biden accusation here, because they're not even bringing in anybody. They're not even wanting to speak to the woman who's making the claims and the accusations. They don't want to talk to her. Where's Feinstein? Huh? I mean, why ain't Nancy calling this woman up personally and saying, hey, listen, I saw you on TV and I heard what you said. It's unfortunate. We'd like to bring you in and talk to you about these accusations because we're here for you. We want to tell you right now, we got a lot of Me Too left for you. No feminists? No Me Too? Did they run out of that? Okay, let's continue.
Really? They're so afraid of the truth, and they're so afraid of women. Dr. Christine Blasey Ford.
They're so afraid of the truth. They're so afraid of a woman. So as we run out of Me Too, I guess that ran out in 2017 or so, 18 maybe, I don't know. Whenever the Brett Kavanaugh, they wasted it all on Brett Kavanaugh. All the Me Too was gonna, it's like, man, we got a Me Too. We're going to have to replenish it. There's a shortage. There's a Me Too shortage right now. And, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait for your Me Too, Tara. But right now, back in the day, Nancy, she's talking reckless about, we got to respect a woman, and everybody's scared of the truth. And yet she don't want to talk about the truth now when it comes down to Tara Reade. Let's continue.
That she will tell. So right now, since we call this press conference, other allegations have come forward. I joined Leader Schumer and calling for Judge Kavanaugh to withdraw his name from consideration. If he does not, at the very least, this hearing should be postponed because other allegations have come forward.
What? So wait a minute. She wanted Brett Kavanaugh to withdraw his nomination and without no trial, no due process, nothing. Just a straight up accusation, withdraw your nomination. Okay, now let's fast forward all the way to today. Here's Nancy's response this morning concerning Tara Reade's accusations.
Democrats square with the idea that they're essentially they're standing by Biden, but they're using a comparatively different standard with Kavanaugh when he demanded a investigation on Justice Kavanaugh when a very similar allegation came out on him.
Well, let me just say, I respect your question, and I don't need a lecture or a speech. Here's the thing. I have complete respect for the whole Me Too movement. I have 4 daughters and 1 son.
Y'all hear that? See, first of all, did you hear that anger and frustration in her voice? Okay, I see where you're going with this, okay? I don't need a lecture. I don't need a lecture from you, okay? I'm the one that gives the lectures. I don't receive the lectures. I'm nasty. Nasty Nancy. Pelosi if you're nasty. So Nasty now is upset. And she's like, here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to make this short and sweet and to the point so y'all understand my hypocrisy. Okay, here it is.
And there's a lot of excitement around the idea that women will be heard and be listened to.
Okay, y'all hear that? A lot of excitement around the idea that women will be heard and listened to. Y'all hear that? All that excitement and stuff? Okay, basically, y'all all going crazy and hyping this stuff up. And I heard something about this Me Too movement and everybody going crazy over it. Y'all going nuts. All right, but here's the deal. Okay, let's hear the deal.
There's also due process.
Now there's due process. Wait a minute. Hold on. She was asking for Brett Kavanaugh to withdraw his nomination before due process, but yet she wants to go through due process with Joe Biden? Sleepy, creepy, sloppy, slimy? So let me get this straight. So you got Brett Kavanaugh with absolutely no evidence, no record of accusations prior to that. Nothing whatsoever, and she wanted him to step down, but yet creepy, sleepy, slimy. Now all of a sudden she's talking about we got to go through due process. All right. But who's starting that process? Is it her? Does she want to get to the bottom of it just like she wanted to get to the bottom of the whole Brett Kavanaugh situation? And until we do, he needs to go ahead and step down. See, why ain't creepy, sleepy, sloppy asked to step down? Let's continue.
And the fact that Joe Biden is Joe Biden.
You hear that? You understand that, y'all? Here is the justification. Now, let me say something. The fact that Joe Biden is Joe Biden. You understand? I ain't got to ask her. I ain't got to answer another question because it's Joe Biden. We already know how Joe roll. You understand that? We all know that he's creepy, sleepy, sloppy, and slimy. So don't you ask me no more questions about Joe because you know Joe. So let's continue.
There's been statements from his campaign, not his campaign, but his former employees who ran his offices and the rest, that there was never any record of this.
So have we asked all the people? I mean, what about those sealed records that they don't want to release about creepy, sleepy, sloppy, slimy? Huh? What about the audio tape calling in by Tara Reade's mother? That doesn't account for nothing. What about the witnesses that said she told all of them? Huh? I'm just wondering, what about the fact that she was removed from working under him and placed somewhere else, kind of just sweep her up under the rug, keep her quiet, hoping this will go away? None of that accounts for nothing? You mean to tell me that doesn't prompt your curiosity? Huh? Why don't we postpone Joe's campaign until we get to the bottom of this? I wonder. Let's continue.
Never any record. And that nobody ever came forward or nobody ever came forward to say something about it apart from the principal involved. I am so proud that...
Y'all hear that? Nobody ever came forward to say something except from the principal involved and her mother. And now this new woman who says she was her neighbor, but that doesn't count. Her brother... and all of them, but none of that counts because he's Joe. So there you have it. Just because she don't have any record of anybody coming forward, that must mean that there's nothing to see here and we need to go ahead and move forward like nothing ever happened. Let's continue.
The happiest day for me this week was to support Joe Biden for President of the United States. He's a person of great integrity, a great concern for the American.
And great offenses when it comes down to women, because Joe got some sticky fingers, okay? Unlike my monkey paws, he got them sticky fingers, and he like to rub them all over people and sniff people's hair. You know, Joe's nasty too, but not like Nasty Nancy. Let's continue.
People, he authored the Violence Against Women Act, when he was the chair
Y'all hear that?
of the judicial.
So now he's working on behalf of women. Isn't that funny how almost all Democrats who are charged with sexual offenses, they all worked on those type of things to cover up the fact that on the back end, they are the perpetrators of it. It's always projection. It's always hypocrisy when it comes down to them. But yet they're the champions. Because look at Hillary Clinton. I mean, look at all I've done for women as I persecuted the ones that my husband raped. Okay, let's continue.
Judiciary Committee in the 90s. He has been an advocate for funding it all along since then. And I believe that he will be a great president of the United States. He is the personification of hope and optimism.
And also the personification of nastiness. Okay? Unlike me, I'm the original nasty. He's nasty number 2. Let's continue.
And authenticity for our country, a person of great values. So I want to remove all doubt in anyone's mind. I have great comfort level with the situation as I see it, with all the respect in the world for any woman who comes forward, with all the highest regard for Joe Biden. And that's what I have to say about that. Thank you.
Oh, you hear that? No more questions. All right. She basically said, look, I am going to put my stamp of approval on creepy, sleepy, sloppy, slimy, regardless of what you got to say about anything. I'm going down with the ship. Now, she just hitched her wagon to this man. And only way this will not come back to bite her is ignorant, just completely hypocritical voters who hates Trump that much to where they will swallow all of their integrity and all of their past statements that they probably said about Brett Kavanaugh and, of course, Donald Trump, and would still vote for her. Or the media runs major interference on behalf of Joe Biden, Nasty Nancy, and the rest of them. But my gut tells me this is going to escalate and get so hot that she ain't going to be able to touch Joe like he's a potato. Hot potato. Don't touch it. Pass it along to somebody else. And if I was the president's campaign manager, I would take Tara Reade's sound bites. I would take that clip of her mother talking to Larry King, and I would mesh those together, and I would take a montage of all these fake Democrats that's going in hard on Brett Kavanaugh and on Trump. And then I would also play their new updated perspective on this case and the Me Too movement. That's what I would do. That advice is free from me to you, President Trump. Okay. God bless y'all. Don't forget, check me out every Wednesday live in Kevin's Corner on Facebook, YouTube, and my radio blog talk show. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, and the notification button. Make sure you're still subscribed and your notifications are set to all. And what else? If you want to donate to Kevin at Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link below the video. And check out Extreme Tees. Put Kevin in a promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. God bless, and I'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.